Call me a +1 the way no one wanted me. Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the Game Skits. Today, and only today, we are here to talk about Sonic Origins Plus. That's right, your boy, have had the game for a hot minute now. I know, what a shocking moment. It's crazy, it's crazy. But yeah, I've had the game for a few days now, and I've gotten to play pretty much most of the upgrades here. So, let's just get right into it. And of course, please subscribe to your boy. I've been pumping out a lot of content, especially with the new Nintendo Direct. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. Sonic Central coming up. There's a million things. We are about to go crazy on this channel, so subscribe, come join your boy, and let's have a good time. So first, let's talk about Sonic Origins in general, right? Obviously, this game came out last year. It was a collection of the Sonic trilogy as well as CD in there. And I had a great time with it last year. When I reviewed it last year, I said this is pretty much the best way to play these games on console. Obviously, with PC people, there's a lot of enhancements and things I know that are better, and I know a lot of people had issues with this game. In some ways, there were some technical issues with it. In some ways, people thought there wasn't enough new content to justify the price, and a lot of people went into and are going into Origins Plus with, some raised eyebrows over the $10 price increase for what you are getting. Now, obviously, I want to say right away that I am not a nerd for technical glitches. I'm someone who I streamed it all last year, and I did not notice any issues really with the game until I went on Twitter and saw that they existed. So I'm not trying to say that they're not there. I'm trying to say that at least for me, there's little things that I don't necessarily notice. I just want to get that out before people, talk about it and mention it too much. But yeah, I was really happy with the original Sonic Origins because, again, like for people on console, this is pretty much the best way to play these games. I mean, you have drop dash, you have extra playable characters, you had the mission mode, you had the gallery mode. There's a lot of things to explore and see in the game. And this time around, it's sort of just Sonic Origins. That's sort of how I would describe this. This upgrade is nothing crazy, but it's fun. Obviously, with this update, we got to talk about the most notable thing, which is Amy Rose. That's right. Finally, we've officially gaslight society into believing that Amy Rose was always part of the original gang, and she is now playable in Sonic 1, 2, CD, 3, what's it called? And that's all four of them. Yeah, that's all four of them. She's playable in all the games now, and she is super fun. So basically, her moveset, first of all, she's adorable. She looks adorable. She's got fun little taunts. She's got fun moves and everything. She's got silly little animations, but her moveset is actually really interesting. So first of all, she has her jump, which she spins with the little hammer. She also has a insta shield. Obviously, you guys have the insta shield with Sonic in Sonic 3. When you press X in the air again, it does like a little extra spin. She has that in every game. So she's kind of in easy mode in the sense of that she always has the insta shield. And not just that, right? She also has a sort of drop dash like mechanic where, when you hold X when you go down, she, smashes her hammer all over the ground. And you could actually like do a little thing where you can sort of move left and right really quickly while you're drop dashing with her to go multiple directions. I find that's really fun, and makes, fix up. Maybe you went the wrong way and you want to fix the direction you're going, or maybe you want to hit some extra enemies. So that's really it for Amy. I mean, she's just kind of like an extra character to play. And honestly, I find her very fun. Like, I have a great time playing her. And like, I feel like with her, it comes off as way more of like I'm happy she's part of the crew, but it's nothing crazy. Now, granted, I'm also not necessarily crazy about some of the other characters in general. Like, I've never been someone who has gone back to play Sonic 3 as Knuckles. I'm not necessarily a big fan of Knuckles' gameplay style, but I'm glad he's there. And Tails, I actually like playing as Tails a lot, but Amy is honestly a character I would go back to because she plays like Sonic, but again, she's got some cool extras that set her apart. So I really like it. She's got some slight sprite variation, amongst the games in there. So she's just cute. She's fun to play as, and I'm glad she's in the package now. Especially when it always made sense for her to be there. She's in the opening cutscene. She has a little cutscene in Sonic CD. She's in the credits, setting up the future of the series. And yeah, so Amy Sprite and Amy being in there, they did a great job with it. And something I really love, if you guys want to hear this, is her super / hyper form. Now, obviously in super, she kind of just glows and goes fast, but in her hyper form, she has this really unique thing where if you press triangle, you can just fucking toss a shit ton of hammers, and it is hilarious. Like, I find that is one of the most funny and most random things you could do, and it breaks the rule of each character, sort of having just one button to play as in the original games. But I love it. It's such a silly little thing, but it's cool. It makes hyper very interesting, and it's just, I just find it funny to see 50 million hammers being flung at different enemies around the area. So overall, Amy, yay. Now, what else is in this upgrade? Well, there's a special thing, and It's an art piece. Yeah, it's really lame. I'm really disappointed by this one because you don't have a whole fucking tab for special and have like an illustration. Now, granted, the illustration looks really nice and it kind of just incentivizes you to try basically what are the new features in the game. But I would have loved if they had multiple illustrations. Like, it would have been cool if you had, maybe had 5 to 10 illustrations and they were all based on you completing different achievements in the game in order to get them. Because I feel like, I don't know, like I said, having a whole tab for one art piece that, someone's gonna just put online or like is just incentivizing you to do the simplest thing is kind of lame. I would have liked something a little extra, and that's kind of how I feel a lot about this collection. Is like, I wish there were a little extra stuff on the menu. There is the island tour thing where you could look at the different islands with 3D models that are really fun. There's nothing really new in the gallery or the music places, so everything's mostly the same there, and there isn't even new mission modes. I would have loved some new mission modes for Amy, but again, alas, it's just a small upgrade. The other most notable upgrade of this package is the Game Gear games. That's right, this game comes with 12 Game Gear games, a console that I'm not very familiar with, but obviously is something a lot of people are probably looking forward to, not just on a preservation note, but just to have or try, because even me, I've barely played these games, and I gotta say, man, playing some of these, I'm just like, yeah, I'm never gonna touch this past the first time, but some of them are fun. I mean, I liked Sonic 1, trying it on there. I like trying Sonic 2. I like stuff like Sonic Drift, as a fun little thing to get into. I like even Sonic Blast. That's a funny journey. It's like, some of them are really fun to get into and kind of try. There's Sonic, 16-bit Triple Trouble, not 16-bit, it's just Sonic Triple Trouble. Like, there's some fun little games in there, but that's kind of how they feel. I feel like that's the thing about these Game Gear games. Is like, at some point, they feel like they're such small experiences that, like, you never feel like you're hooked into them and you want to beat them from start to finish. It just kind of feels like, okay, I'm trying this out and I'm going to the next thing. So I'm happy these are here, but they're nothing crazy. None of these are like worth the package for me. And I know some people were talking about how, the emulation for them isn't crazy. I thought they were fine. And honestly, that's really it for the major notable changes. Now, I know some people were wondering about different things that were fixed or may have not been fixed. For the most part, it's the same. I know that they changed the fact that the drop dash was insta-locked in Sonic 1. So now you can drop dash any direction, and like I said, I'm sure there's some little fixes in there to fix some of the technical issues, but for the most part, man, this is just kind of the same game with Amy and the Game Gear games. I mean, those are the two main notable things. You could also play as Amy and Tails if you wanted, or Knuckles and Tails, because you could also play as Knuckles in Sonic CD. Now, I know they touted the fact that Knuckles has some different paths in Sonic CD, but again, I gotta say, like, I did some of it, and it's one of those things of like, if I wasn't aware that was the case, that I would not have been able to tell. So it's not really anything notable at all in that regard either. So yeah, Sonic Origins Plus is kind of just like cool. Like, it just kind of, here's some more stuff in there. What I tell you, you gotta go out and buy this? Not really. Is it cool that you have a physical copy now, with a different box art, with some art in it and all that stuff? Absolutely. I like that. I like, having that physical copy in there, and I like that there's more stuff in the game. And now, to me, this feels like I said, to me, this is the best way to play these games. Right? I have a great time. There's a way I could just jump into these games. Besides Sonic 3 Air on PC, I feel like this is my favorite way to jump into them. It's the fastest, it's the most accessible. You have the coin system, you have easy checkpoint resets, everything. I just think Sonic Origins and Origins Plus were never meant to be anything more than just, a definitive way to play these. And I know obviously some people are still arguing there's better ways to play this on PC and stuff, but PC is always going to have some better way to play something, but I'm really happy with it. It's nothing crazy. I will say though, I am definitely a little disappointed, but at the same time, I'm not too disappointed because it's not like they promised me more in Sonic Origins Plus that I didn't know was going to be in there. I knew it was going to be playable Amy, and I knew they were going to have Game Gear games, and to those things I was like, let's go. I'm happy about that, but again, I would have liked a little more possessed, maybe a cutscene or two in there, maybe some more illustrations, maybe a few more mission modes, stuff like that would have been worth it, but alas, it is what it is. We are here. So if you like Sonic Origins and you want Amy playable, I think it's, worth checking out if you got the $10 to spare. But again, if you want to wait for holiday sales or summer sales or whatever, I wouldn't put that past you either. I would say in a time where we are getting some of the best Sonic content we've gotten in a long time, Sonic Origins and Origins Plus just kind of feels like cool. It's there, and just kind of how like the original games are. Look, I mean, to be fair, we've gotten these classics just given to us a million times now. There's only so many times you can make these games interesting. I feel like at this point, the next way you can remake these games again is putting them in the Superstars engine. I feel like that would be the next way you can make them interesting. But for now, it is what it is. So guys, let me know what you all think of Sonic Origins Plus, if you will be picking it up or if you won't be picking it up. I thought it was okay. Let me know what you guys think. And of course, I'll see you all next time. Peace out.